Hello, today I'm going to teach you how to do transformations of functions. So there are three basic transformations. There are shifts, reflections, and there are non-rigid transformations. So for shifts, they can either be vertical or horizontal. The horizontal shifts, okay, so when you have your typical function, h of x equals f of x, if you add or subtract a number inside the parentheses, it's going to move it left or right. So for example, if you have h of x equals f of x plus 2, if it's adding, you're going to move the function to the left 2. And if you subtract by 2, you're going to move the function right by 2. And so normally it's if you subtract 2, you go to the right, but this way with functions, it's all swapped. And vertically, when you're shifting vertically, it's applied to the outside of x. So when you have the function equals f of x, if you add a number, it will go up, obviously, and if you subtract a number, it will go down. And again, those are horizontal and vertical shifts. Now there's reflections. You can either reflect it across the x or the y-axis. In order to reflect over the x-axis, a negative sign must be placed to the outside of x. Right there. And in order to reflect over the y-axis, it has to be in the inside of x in the parentheses. That's pretty simple there. And now for the non-rigid transformations, which are shrinks and stretches, there are horizontal and vertical shrinks and stretches. So for the horizontal ones, they're applied to the inside of x. So when you have your function h of x equals f of x, in order to stretch it, so with horizontal, everything is swapped. It's like the reciprocal. You swap the denominator and denominator. So typically, if the number was greater than 1, it would be a stretch, and if it's less than 1, it's a shrink. It's the opposite with horizontal. So if you have f of 1 half x, that will be a stretch by 2, because simply all you're doing is you're swapping the denominator and the numerator. And again, that's a horizontal stretch. And so now if you want a vertical stretch, it's on the outside. So it will become a number of f times x. So if it's 3f of x, it's going to be a stretch of 3. And vertically, it's just all back to normal. But remember, the horizontal is opposite. Anyways, let's do an example. An example is h of x equals x minus 2 plus 2. So now the parent function, I'm not exactly teaching today, but that's x cubed. You can see that they've made 2 changes here. They have subtracted 2 inside the parentheses, and they've added 2 to the outside. Now the outside, all it did as up here, it just shifted up 2 spaces. And the shift made inside the parentheses, it just moved to the right 2 places. But again, thank you for watching.